Crazy that you said that because that was the start of your journey.
Yeah.
Right. And then how did you get more involved? Because I've listened to some of your stuff and there was more dangerous stuff.
Yeah, so it was from weed to then coke, and I've always been the type that if I want to do something, I want to be at the top of what I'm doing.
Right.
Okay.
So it was like, well, I don't want to be just doing weed and coke and what else can we do? Then it went on to larger scale drugs, bigger quantity drugs, just bigger quantities of stuff. And with that, then you're dealing with a different level of customer, right? Because you're dealing with now directly wholesalers, you're dealing with retailers, and it comes violence if someone doesn't pay. You go and kick his door down, and it's that sort of stupid, dumb stuff. And somebody owed money, and we just got involved, and we went to collect the debt, and it just went horribly wrong.
Tell us the story of that.
So it was somebody owed some money. We rang him up. I rang him up and said, "Look, you've got to pay that debt off." And they didn't really take that sort of phone call seriously, and then I shut up the house. I said, "Listen, I'm telling you, you need to pay that debt. So, I'll give you 7 days." I said, "All right, we'll pay it." They agreed to pay it. We agreed the location to drop the money off, and then they rang the police, Scotland Yard, and they set up an operation where they just got me trapped. Said, "Oh, come and drop the money off. It's here." So when we went to pick the money up, I got somebody to go and pick the money up, and it was a full operation where the whole thing was under surveillance. And yeah, that was my first time. Then I just got locked up for that.
And how much was you owed?
50K.
Did you know any of that was going on? As in the whole operation was
I
you
didn't
aware?
know. No way. Never. Not even an ounce of. See, when I got arrested, just on that day, they pulled up with firearms in like Nissan Megane, and like a 5 years old, some car, these old banger cars, you wouldn't think of.
So they were like undercover. Is that what you think?
Super undercover.
Yeah.
So we're like, I'm like looking for police cars, right? They're in like just normal standard cars, normal, dressed normal. You wouldn't even know it was police.
So how did you feel when you first got arrested? Like they came with guns.
Yeah.
I'm guessing they came unannounced.
Yeah, well, got arrested kind of 5 minutes later on the scene.
Yeah. Was it quick? Because I remember one time I got pulled over and I got put in cuffs, and that was quick. So I couldn't imagine your situation.
Yeah.
Being quick.
Yeah, because you have to understand that remember it was 50K, right? So we thought we had the 50K in the bag. So I was kind of looking at whether it was fake or if it was real money or not. And I was just in this mind thing, and then suddenly cars pull up with firearms, like, get on the floor. And it was like, it did happen too quick, but I knew what was going on. I knew what was going on. And like, I knew in my heart, I think that, shit, I've been caught here, like red-handed kind of thing. So I think in my mind, it was like, okay, so what's next? So what's next? Where am I going next? Like, I'm just talking to myself. Like, it was police station. I got charged, then it was courts, and then it was remand.
How old was you?
18 or just turned 19 at this point.
Just an adult.
Yeah, still really young.
And walk me through the charge. What were you charged on?
It was conspiracy to blackmail with intent to use firearm. Yeah.
And how many was you facing?
I ended up getting 8 years for that.
8 years.
Yeah. But I was in like remand for a few years, and then I actually ran a trial.
So
you took it to the trial, right?
You took it to trial.
Yeah, even though I got caught red-handed,
yeah,
I actually took it to for trial. I don't know.
So did you get added more for taking it to trial?
Yeah, you get.
I thought
that's
so.
Why I got,
I'm about to say, because you get less if you just say it.
Yeah.
So how did the trial go? Like, even though you've been caught red-handed, what did you say to them to say, listen, it's not what it seems like?
Yeah, it was. It was, bro.
Like, you've been caught 4K.
Yeah, it was stupid. You know what it was? You know why I went to court? So because I thought that the guy that had pressed charges was going to drop the case. Right? Okay. So I thought, if I go guilty, he's going to turn around and say, well, I was going to drop the case, but you went guilty. So I thought if I go not guilty, then that way I'll just drag this out. What's the worst? The worst that's going to happen is I'm going to probably get extra 2 years. But I would rather get the extra 2 years knowing that he didn't drop the charges. So I think it was just a personal thing.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Worst case scenario. Just 2 years.
Yeah, because he was saying, look, I'm going to drop this. I'm going to drop.
Oh, he was saying.
Yeah, he was saying I'm going to drop the charges, and by this point I hadn't gone court. So I was like, okay, well, you're talking, but you're not got in touch with anyone to drop them. So, and then I considered both options. If I go guilty, I'll probably get 5. If I go not guilty, I'm taking the risk of going trial, but I'm getting clarity on whether he was or if he wasn't.
Okay.
Right? So it was like, and then I did go trial. He didn't drop the charges, but then I knew like 100%, okay, so you didn't drop the charges. That's fine. You know, it was just from a personal thing.
Yeah.
Fair enough.